Welcome back to K Said It, the Bossy Ass Advice column and blog. And today I'm not my usual the upbeat person that I typically am. Um, Another black man was killed while being arrested by the police, and not even the first one in the last couple of years for that particular police department, but we know that this continues to happen to us. This is not new. I don't know why we're not shocked. We're mad. We're not surprised. We're infuriated. So all of this built up rage that y'all have, I am there with you. I'm pissed. That is also the reason why I have empathy for those in Minneapolis who they tearing shit up. They tearing shit up because this is the third fucking time that they've gone through it. There was Jamar, there was Philando, and now is George Floyd. They've gone through it enough. They tired. Shit, people are tired of that shit. People are tired of being ignored for disparities with our system that happens to always fall on us in the same narrative each and every time. What I want to talk about is being careful about what you're feeling and the rage that you have and manifesting your fears is so very important that we are cautious. We have to be very careful not to manifest our fears. Just in the same way that we are able to manifest our dreams and manifest our goals is the same way we have to be careful on where we put this rage that we're feeling and make sure we're not placing it on fear of what potentially will happen. So I wanted to share with y'all a little bit something of what I mean by you can literally manifest your fears if you put enough energy into it. When I was about 15 years old, I was in a church service, and as an example of God's grace and mercy, the speaker was talking about how she was in labor, and for whatever reason, however it happened, she wasn't able to push the baby naturally on her own, push the baby out naturally on her own. And the doctor, she put it in her words was the doctor cut her like a fish. She said they cut me like a fish, like you would a fish, how you would cut a fish down the middle. And I remember thinking, even then, before kids was even a thought, before I didn't even know if I wanted kids at that point, before any of that had even become a thing. I remember thinking, oof, you see what happens, and you're like, ooh, snap! I don't want to go through that. I hope I don't have to get gut like a fish. Hope I don't have to get sliced like a fish to have my baby. I hope that when it comes time for me to have my child, that I'm able to push him out myself. 15 years later, almost that 13 years later, I'm giving birth to my son, and I was up all night. The labor, I didn't have a hard labor. I don't want to paint the picture that I have a hard labor. I didn't. God is good. I didn't have a hard labor. Everything went well and as expected that how it should have gone. However, because of the epidural and because I didn't get any sleep that night, it was very hard for me to push my baby myself. So my doctor says, let's give him some room. Takes the scalpel and cuts me open. In very similar ways as to the speaker had said 13 years prior. And I remember thinking, even after I found out about being pregnant, I'm like, oh, I gotta walk because I don't want them to cut me. I gotta do all these things. I don't want them to cut me on. I want to be able to push on my own. And it happened exactly the way I feared it would happen. There's another situation I went through, and I was like, oh, I pray and hope this doesn't happen, and it happened. And each time I say, oh, I hope it don't happen like that. Lord, don't let, I hope it don't let, each time it happens exactly like that. Because the very thing that you are afraid of is the very thing that you yourself can manifest. The power that you have the spirit that you have, what you've gone through, your experiences brought you to this place. If you are able to move mountains, you're also able to move your fears and becoming reality if you're not careful. Just don't allow the enemies to get you so mad, so emotional that you are breathing life into your fears. Every time you start having those feelings, just tell yourself, my baby is protected, my husband is protected, my uncle is protected, my brother is protected. Be safe, protect yours, protect yourself. Kay said it. See y'all next time.